How's it going, everybody? Well, I would love to hop in VC with a bunch of other people, but I imagine that you guys probably want to just hear me talk for this. Hey, what's up, Junko? Alrighty. Okay, so, like I was saying, or I guess I wasn't really saying this, but in the rules and info doc and in my announcement for this week, I gave you guys a heads up that we would be dropping from 48 to 32 during round 2 and before round 48 to 30, excuse me, before round 2 or before round 3 during round 2. So let's see who we got. So group 1, we got Iversama, we got Wojo Stark, we got Video Game, we got First Cast. I'm gonna give the underscore there to Video Game. And then in group 2 we got Lil Banana Juice. We got Quarantined. We got Der Garat. We got JJ Bruh 4. And then we go to group 3. Mr. Otterhead. 7C. Eris R. Mongoose. aka Sinkser in Discord. And then in group 4, we got Smurf Forge Woodpecker. Then we got Dirty. Then we got Knowles. Then we got Loma Slackjaw. Live on Twitch right now, Loma. Well, okay. That's the first 4 groups. Scroll down, grab the next. We got TVD Bees, a Roaming Goat, Coning Spook, Hayden. Group 6, yours truly. The Apes, Flying Pooh. Remember the name. Lanny. Group 7. Strazy. Rotten Chicken. Grim Shanky. Talmadge Sane. And then last but not least, group 8, the G. Prof 37. Why try guys? Creeper. Didn't you used to have 4s or 3s in your names, Creeper? Now you got 4s in your name. Anyway. And yeah. Alright, so here are our 32 winners from this week. They've all been added to the wheel. However, actually I shouldn't have closed out of that. Because I need to make sure that you guys are aware of stuff. So I'm about to take names off the wheel before we spin it. And yeah, by the way, this tells you which weeks are ejection weeks. So week 2 is an ejection week because we're going from 32, but we have 30 only that we can schedule for next week. So if we go to the not so secret rules section, here is how you figure out how to avoid the wheel entirely. All right. Actually, this paragraph is for getting yourself added to the wheel more than once. But this paragraph gets you off the wheel. So if you win the risk game together, not by the vote, by eliminating all crewmates or by cap run, you've achieved an imposter board victory, and that gives you immunity from ejection. And then a perfect crew win, surviving unanimously voting to end the game after killing only 2 imposters. Alrighty, so based off of that criteria, we have a couple names we can just straight up take off. Alright, who's sorry, let me get caught up in chat here. Have an ad. Remove everyone who showed up to watch because it's rigged. Alright. One my appeal. Face Micah, or give Micah $50. Yeah, okay. Alright, so, based off of that information, we have a few people that qualify. So since this is a rigged tournament, I'll go ahead and start with me. I achieved either, and I'm not going to specify which for the first few that I do. I achieved either a imposter board victory or a perfect crew victory in my game, so I'm off the list. Then Apes also achieved one of those two, so he's off the list. Who else we got? Hayden achieved one of those two. She's off the list. The G is also off. Iversama is off. Coning Spook is off the list. Again, this is the names I'm removing right now got an imposter board victory this week or a perfect crewmate victory this week. Ads. Okay. Sorry, I could have sworn I have my ads set to 30 seconds, so I do apologize for that. Who's next on this list? I just did Spook. Okay, Woj is next. Where's Woj? Woj is off the list. He either got a perfect crew win or an imposter board win. The reason why I'm not disclosing which one for these folks is because I don't, I'm not trying to give too much info. I'm not trying to give more information away than is necessary with respect to what abilities people may have next week. First surveillance, but it's done. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Alright, so I just did Woj, Prof 37 is also off the list. Lanny is also off the list. And then Creeper is also off the list. So those names, the ones I just removed, again, either got an imposter board win or a perfect crewmate win this week. So let me just make sure I'm doing this right. So I think that was like, what, 12 people that I just took off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I just took 12 names off. For either achieving an imposter board win or a perfect crewmate win. Yeah, how's it going? 5 Cent, First Cast, Lanny, Mongoose. Who else was in here? Morit Hanu, Loma, Slackjaw. I don't think I've seen Morit in here before. Maybe I have. Click to spin or just press Control Enter. Alright, and we got Ivor, we got Mooncakes. So, now, we are not quite done. So, as you guys know, the Assassinate ability was in play this week. So, if you do get assassinated, but still win your round, you get Ejection Wheelspin immunity. So, a couple people got assassinated. I think only 2, maybe? Maybe it was just 1, actually. But we do have 1 player that got assassinated and still won their game 2. So that player also gets Ejection Wheelspin immunity. And this player cannot be assassinated for the remainder of the tournament. That would be a roaming goat. he got assassinated in his game 1, but won his game 2. So he moves on. Now, I believe that's everything, so we're going to go ahead and, well, actually, it's not quite everything. I think you guys remember that I did mention that Secret Rule 2 was in play. So let me go ahead and tell you what Secret Rule 2 is. And then we'll apply that to the folks here. So when you guys popped into the Wheelspin, you were thinking, oh, I have a 2 out of 32 chance of making it past the wheel. Right? That's 1 in 16 for the first spin. But now I've taken, what, 13 players here. Anyway, let's see if we can make them a little bit smaller for the names that are still on the wheel. So we got Rule 2. I'm going to go ahead and... So if you guys are watching the Secret Rule thread in Discord, you're going to see this update live. Because why would I do it any other way? Boink. So just in case you guys can't see this, there's the link to it. I put in the chat thread of the RigCaps Discord. So Rule 2 is for ejection round immunity, and Part A states players ejected via wheelspin in the previous season are immune to ejection via wheelspin this season. So we had 6 players get subjected to this wheelspin BS last season. So I didn't think it was quite that fair, just a little bit too rigged in my opinion, for them to come back, sign up for the tournament again, and then find themselves wheel spun out. Of course, did I say 6? Not quite 6. Because actually, we had 5 players wheel spun out, because in the first ejection week of Season 1, one player that won decided to drop the tournament, so we only needed to eject 1 player that first week. So I have 5 names here that... if they're on the wheel right now, come off. So, those 5 names are Crackle69. He's not on the wheel. He didn't sign up for this season. Horace Boy. He's also not on the wheel. He's on the wait list. Raging Dino. Not on the wheel. He's on the wait list. Corbina. Not on the wheel. He's also on the wait list. So... Dino and Corbina both lost their round 2 games this week. And then the other player who got wheel spun out, the 5th player who got wheel spun out, is the G. But I already removed him from this because he got wheel spin immunity from his game 1 in round 2 this week. So this rule ended up not really affecting anything. But we also have Part B here. Alright, what are you guys saying in the chat right now? Nothing, just listen to me ramble on. Okay, Mongoose and Mooncakes are saying hi. Everyone's saying hi. Alright, just here to see if get eliminated and put back on waitlist, right? Ramble. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's all I know how to do. So, ejection round immunity, Rule 2, Part B. Players eliminated by an emergency meeting in an ejection round and who win Game 2 or 3 are immune to that round's ejection wheel spin. So, if you get voted out, but win your Game 2, if you get voted out of Game 1 and win your Game 2, or if you're in the 5-player game and that's a Game 2 and you get voted out and then you win Game 3, you're immune from the wheel. So that only happened to a couple people this week. Let's see who that happened to. One of the players that happened to is Remember the Name. He got voted out of his Game 2 and went to a 3-player game, which ended up stalemating. So he was wheel spun for victory in that three-player game, because I think that game stalemated. That three-player game stalemated, and the players opted to do the stalemate wheel spin for that game. And remember, the name won that. But he was voted out in game one and ended up winning game three. So remember, the name is also off the list here. And then the last player who got voted out but won their game two is JJ Bruh. JJ got voted out in game one during an emergency meeting, but was able to pull through in his game two. Alrighty, I think we got everybody. What was that? 15 names. So we had 32 names on this thing when we started. But about half of those all earned immunity in some way or another. Anyway, so what do we got? What are you guys talking about in here? Ramble, rada, yeah. This guy gets. I'm just here to hear the sweet, sultry voice. Thank you. Doing awesome. Yeah. Way to pronounce it like that. Okay. Anyway, without further ado, we got 17 names here, and we're about to lose 2 players. So now that we got all the immunity bullcrap out of the way, now we'll get to the part that you guys all came to see. So let's go ahead and spin this. And I will just say, I do apologize in advance, but we all thank you for your sacrifice in order for us to have full lobbies. So let's see who we get. Alright, video game. Unfortunately, you have been eliminated via the ejection wheel spin, my friend. It is bullcrap, but you will be at the very tippity top of the waitlist priority. Alright, so that leaves, what, 16 names left? So, yeah, you still do have a 1 in 16 chance. Let's see, I didn't see the link to Discord. I have $50 to take my name off before you pick. Can you believe I'm paying you by watching ads and you didn't remove me? Yeah, well, I have, you know, we have strict specific rules here. So let's see here. We got to spin this one more time, don't we? Because we're at 31 winners. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and spin it. And we'll see what happens. Oh, Loma just dodged you. And unfortunately, the patron for this is how you know the tournament is rigged. The guy who puts up the prizes for this season gets wheel spun out. Talk about some BS. But TVDBs, thank you for putting up the prizes, but unfortunately you have been wheel spun out of the tournament, my friend. Alrighty. Everybody else, you guys will all be scheduled for a round 3 game. If you happen to miss your game, these folks that were wheel spun out here will be back in the tournament. Yes, Loma, that was very close. That almost landed on you. I was trying to like blow on the wheel to get it to stop and slow down on you, but you know, it is what it is. All right, what are you guys talking about now? Corina, Mike, I have $50 to put Loma on there 3 times. Okay. So that is all I have for you guys. And the fun thing is we get to do the wheel spin all over again next week. So, oh, actually, whoops, right here. Let's go up to the tippity top here. So, if you notice, the wheel spin weeks all have this little funny asterisk next to them. So this week, next week, and the semifinal week. Those are the groups, those are the weeks where 2 players get ejected at random. And that's exactly why I do this live, so that way you can see there's no bias, favoritism, or anything like that. Just straight up. Because I'm not going to lie, if it was up to me, there's no way that TVD gets wheel spun this week. Um, the dude was all too kind to put up prizes for season 2. So, but I am not in charge of who gets ejected. I am a humble messenger to basically to explain or provide you what the will of the wheel is, and for whatever reason, that is what the wheel. These are the players the wheel has chosen. Alrighty, so thanks everybody for watching, and also thank you all for signing up for Rig Cap Season 2. Hopefully you've been having a good time. I've been having a lot of fun both playing in it and running things from behind the scenes with all of you amazing players and the stellar staff team that I have on my side here, making sure that every group has a host and that all the games are covered. Alrighty. Quick before you leave, comment on the fact that SMG broke flagging out with the new update. Yeah, I guess I probably should say that. So I haven't seen it myself, but the rumor is a new update dropped recently, and flagging out of the game doesn't really work now, and mobile players are also going to struggle. So all of that sucks. All of that's a bummer. So hopefully all that stuff gets fixed this week, because it just sounds like it's going to be a pain to deal with. But anyway, yeah, I think that's all I've got. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching this, and apologies again to the folks that got Wheelspin out, but that's part of it. Like I said, you signed up for some BS, for some rigged, and there's nothing quite more rigged than getting Wheelspun out when you actually won. So yeah. Alright, I'm gonna hop off now. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll catch y'all next time.